What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hoops Reference YouTube channel, where I upload every week, so make sure you subscribe below if you're a new viewer. Today, we're going to be discussing the Defensive Player of the Year award, and why Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid is worthy of winning it this year. Now, before I dive into things, I want to address the fact that defensive prowess is largely a narrative-driven, and oftentimes narratives around a player and his defensive capabilities are inaccurate. For example, guys like Steph Curry and James Harden are seen by the public as poor defenders despite the evidence showing otherwise. And guys like Avery Bradley and Russell Westbrook are seen as great defenders by the public despite, once again, most evidence showing otherwise. For this video, I want to ignore all narratives and generalizations about defense and focus strictly on player performance and numbers that support what is seen on the court. To start, let's go over some of Embiid's basic individual numbers. He averages 1.9 blocks per game, which is good for 5th best in the NBA, so he's already off to a good start. Having a good shot blocker is critical to the success of any defense in today's NBA, because with the small ball movement taking over lately, you need someone who can protect the paint from quickness of opponents that attack the basket. Typically, small ball units have an advantage against teams that keep their center on the floor because most centers can't keep up with wing players on the perimeter, but Joel Embiid is not most centers. His lateral quickness and court awareness are, quite frankly, out of this world for someone who stands at 7'2", and his ability to cover a lot of ground is what makes it so difficult for opponents to score when he's on the court. To demonstrate just how much ground he's able to cover on the defensive end, let's take a look at how he affects opponents from different spots on the floor. Overall, Embiid's matchup shoots 48.5% from the field on any given night. But when Embiid guards them, they only shoot 40.7%, which is 7.8% worse. Going even deeper, when Embiid guards players from within 6 feet of the basket, they shoot a whopping 11.7% worse, and when you extend that range to within 10 feet of the basket, they shoot 9.9% worse. And when he guards jump shots from 15 feet and out, players shoot 7% worse. His ability to lock down his man, no matter where they are on the floor, is one of the many reasons why he is so effective on defense, and why the Sixers thrive when he plays. His presence is felt by literally everyone he plays alongside, and now let me prove that to you with a few more numbers. When Joel Embiid is either on the bench or resting for a game, every single player in the Sixers rotation has a negative net rating. Defensive ratings shoot up, and the team gets outscored basically every time he gets a breather or every time he's just not in the game. However, when JoJo is on the court, every single starter has a positive double-digit net rating. This means that the Sixers outscore opponents by double digits when Embiid is on the court with other members of the starting lineup. Additionally, every player on the bench even has an improved positive net rating. Basically, what I'm saying is that the Sixers go from a team that consistently finds themselves on the losing end of the stick without him, to one of the most dominant teams in the entire league with him, by outscoring opponents handily with him on the floor. Now, outside of all these numbers I'm throwing at you, just watching the games gives you a glimpse into why he's so effective. His awareness in the paint is already elite, and with him protecting the basket, he scares opponents away. When they try to go at him, more often than not, he either blocks his shot or alters it so much that they miss. This is the reason that he ranks 5th in the NBA in blocks per game, and this is also why players' field goal percentages plummet when Embiid defends their shot. Because of all of Embiid's contributions on the defensive end, the 76ers are currently the 3rd best defense in the NBA. Only the Boston Celtics and the San Antonio Spurs are better, and they are two of the most well-coached teams in the league, so it's understandable. The Sixers are still young, but the core they currently have are already special on that end, and if they can continue to grow together, there is no reason to doubt their abilities to sit atop the league in defensive rating in the near future. To conclude, I do want to acknowledge that this award is typically very competitive, and there are a lot of worthy candidates this year as well. Paul George has taken his defense to another level this year, leading the league in both steals and deflections per game. But with Andre Roberson injured, the Thunder defense just hasn't looked nearly the same, so it's arguable that George isn't even the most important defender on his own team. Draymond Green won the award last year, and is still a terrific defender, but he hasn't been as consistently good this year as he's been in the past, and the Warriors are no longer sitting atop the league in the standings because of it. Al Horford has anchored the #1 defense in the NBA all year, and is definitely worthy of consideration for this award as well, but his numbers just don't pop off the screen like previous winners have, and that might hurt his chances come voting time. Overall, no one has done more with less than Embiid has, and his effect on the team is demonstrably better than the other names that I mentioned. He's finally healthy, and as long as no injuries hamper his play for the rest of the season, the Defensive Player of the Year award should be as good as his. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're a new viewer, and new videos come every single week, so make sure you follow along for that. Follow me on Twitter @HoopsReference for updates, debates, and more, and with that being said, I'll see you next video.